How do I review Endgame without giving away any spoilers? 1, it was amazing. 2, yep, that's it. That's my whole review. This is it, guys. This is the Endgame. The culmination of 22 movies over 11 years. I don't know about you guys, but that is a huge chunk of my life. Iron Man 1 came out when I was in 9th grade. I am now 26. This was like my 20s, my teens. I grew up with these movies, and I'm sure a lot of you guys did too. They shaped us. They defined a decade. There are huge life moments that I will always associate with these films. So, like I said, it's difficult to talk about this movie without giving away any spoilers. Obviously, the trailers told us nothing. None of us really knew what to expect going into this movie. I had no idea what was going to happen, but it's just too important to ruin. Please don't spoil the Endgame. Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. So I can't say much. But what I can say is that it's exactly what we needed it to be. We all knew it was going to be big, it was going to be epic. I mean, the record-breaking pre-ticket sales kind of already told us that much. Infinity War was huge. It left us feeling lost and broken and just sort of waiting to see what happens next. Our entire community was in shambles. So how do you follow that? How do you follow 11 years of Marvel movies and give it an ending? We've been with these characters so long, so much so that after the film ended, I was like, I was a part of that. I was in that fight, you know? We're all an Avenger in some way or another. I'm gonna get really emotional throughout this review. I'm just warning you now. I'm just even thinking about it. I'm getting teary. Ever since Tony Stark built his Iron Man suit out of a box of scraps in 2008, we've been with him. We've been fighting the fight. We've been on this epic journey with this amazing cast of characters that we love dearly, like our own family. I feel like I know them so personally. And even though going into this film I had no idea what to expect, I also kind of knew exactly what to expect. Tears. A lot of tears. There is no denying that there will be tears. Maybe some closure, some loose ends tied up. And of course, a badass motherfucking Marvel movie. Avengers Endgame is everything I wanted it to be and so much more. We all had theories. I had a ton of theories, but none of us really knew how it was going to pan out. It is so wildly unpredictable that the entire duration of watching this movie, I was just thrilled and so in it. It was a truly thrilling experience. I think the Russo brothers did an amazing job making this movie feel like a finale. Like, it is final. This is it. There are so many nods to previous Marvel films, to little moments and scenes that we love and love to remember, but it was tasteful. It wasn't jam-packed with nostalgia. It didn't rely on the nostalgia. It was just sort of lightly sprinkled on top in a few little moments. I had the same fun and charming spirit of a great Marvel movie. There are some great jokes, some really heartwarming moments, and of course some of the most epic fight scenes I have ever seen. There will be tears, there is loss, there is heartbreak, but there's also fun and laughter and like pure joy. Obviously, it's not the end of the MCU. We still have Spider-Man Far From Home, there's a Guardians 3 coming, another Black Panther movie. Phase 4 is very much alive and very much going to happen, but this is kind of the end of the beginning. It's a nice bookend to the Infinity Saga, but it leaves you hopeful for the future of the MCU. But it's all gonna be different now. Where do we go from here? I almost have this feeling of relief, like, we did it. We fucking did it. This story, not the whole story, not everything, but this particular story, it's kind of over. I'm not gonna say that relief isn't paired with a tall glass of I wanna curl into a ball and fucking die, but I'm also kind of happy? It's a bittersweet feeling, really. I feel like I can rest now. And I think what really solidified this feeling is that there is no post-credits scene. There is nothing giving you a hint for the future. There is nothing getting you excited about the future because it's not about that. That's not the focus. This movie isn't really preparing us for what's next, but it's trying to make us appreciate this incredible journey. And being able to experience essentially the biggest movie event in history and look back on everything fondly. But I will say, do not walk out before the credits end. There's not a post-credits scene, but there is something. It's very subtle, you might miss it, but it's perfect. I honestly cannot think of a better way to end this story. It is a marvelous goodbye, a beautiful tribute to everything leading up to this moment. I'm like getting emotional talking about this. I'm gonna cry. Okay. There are tears in my eyes, guys. There are tears in my eyes. I rate Avengers Endgame a 3,000 out of 5. I loved it 3,000. Some of you got that reference. Okay. Realistically, it is a 5 out of 5. I would give it more if I could. At like 100%. It's incredible. I'm still recovering, clearly, as you can see, emotionally from this movie. It's 3 hours long, but it really doesn't feel like it. I was just so invested in everything that it didn't feel like 3 hours. I was just so stressed the entire time. And also just like so fucking happy. There are so many scenes where I was cheering and laughing and just like smiling from ear to ear like a lunatic. Because I just love these characters and they're represented so amazingly in this film. They have some great moments. This is like where the most badass moments happen because this is the epic finale. Every hero needs to have their epic moment, and they do, and I cheered so hard. Oh my god, there are some scenes. Prepare yourself. This movie made me feel whole. It ripped me into pieces and spit all over me, but then it kind of picked me up and patched me back together and sent me on my way. Somewhat. I think I still have like an Avengers-shaped scar on my heart that will be there forever, but I'm kind of okay with it. You know, I'm not really mad about it. But whatever you do, don't spoil this fucking movie, okay? We're in this together. Whatever it takes.